This was the house that would change their fortunes. They could feel it. Cole had barely steered his pickup off the highway and passed through an open cattle gate before they began climbing the dusty canyon road north, and they could feel it. Money. Like a vibration in the crisp mountain air. It was humming out there, an expectancy, a promise, and they were driving toward it, cotton-mouthed, skin crawling. They could practically see it on the wind pushing the late summer leaves, swaying the yellowing meadow grasses, smiling down upon the dappled river water below. The whole world here looked like money. Money just waiting to be plucked up off the ground. The leaves like greenbacks, the shimmer of the water like silver coins. They needed this house, this break. They needed this work. Work for what sounded like as much as a year, maybe more. And not the thankless, back-breaking tedium they'd been reduced to for the past few years either. No, this was something to build a reputation on, a name, something to stake a man for decades. The kind of signature house a person could point to and proudly say, I built that. Me. I built that. The kind of house that, 30 years from now, when they were all broken down old men, they could travel to with their grandchildren and be welcomed, like masters of some dying art. Bart rode in the passenger seat, blinking down at the chasm that had now fallen away just an arm's length from the gravel road. Not even a mile off the highway, and already the country was wild, wild, wild. Below the road snaked a river raging white and blue, cataracts tumbling, and above them, off the low mountainsides, wispy waterfalls spilled down like great lengths of silver-white hair. A prominent dip of chew bumped out Bart's lower lip, and by he spit into an empty Coca-Cola can. I lived here almost 20 years, and I ain't never been down this road, he said, peering over at Cole, who took the gravel track with white-knuckled respect. A blown-out tire wouldn't just be a pain in the ass out here. It would put them behind schedule for their noon meeting with the homeowner. You ever been back here, Cole? Cole shook his head no, fixing Bart with a meaningful look for as long as he dared before turning back to the road ahead of them. This is big, pristine, private country, the look communicated. You and me, we don't just get invited back here. She told me she had a driveway punched in last summer, Cole said. Another 2 miles or so off this road. He pointed an index finger up into the mountains. Somewhere up in there, I'm guessing. You imagine the kind of bread they're spending? Teddy put in from the back seat of the extended cab. I mean, a 2-mile driveway? Up here? That's an Army Corps type operation. All that goddamn California money's what it is, said Bart. Hell, that state's filling up. Cheaper for them to come out here and plop a house down on a mountaintop than it is to buy a nice 2-bedroom in San Diego or Los Angeles. Cheaper to build a house in the clouds. Lunacy, you ask me. It had been an unseasonably warm spring and summer in western Wyoming, and now the mountain air was sweet with sage, the late August sky overhead deliriously blue and gauzed in cottony clouds. In the back seat, Teddy studied a gazetteer, biting his lower lip and running his fingers over the map. Bart hung an arm out the passenger side window as the truck began to pull away from the canyon side. Soon they passed through a glade of trees, and he reached out for the branch of a lodge pine, managing to snap off a handful of needles. Now the cab of the truck was filled with that smell, commingling with his Copenhagen chew, pine and mint and tobacco. All 3 men were dressed just a bit more presentably than usual. Unstained, newish Carhartt pants, plaid short-sleeve shirts with collars, scuffed work boots buffed up near to a shine. Cole glanced at himself in the rear view, tamping down his brown crew cut with his fingers and studying his newly shaved face, the razor burn beneath his jaw, his recently whitened teeth. Bart went to work with his pocket knife, cleaning beneath his fingernails, while Teddy sighed deeply and drummed his hands against his thighs.